Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another character spotlight for Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we have another semi-clone character, and I say semi-clone because we've looked at Captain America Classic in the past, and though the appearance is slightly different and the animations are the same, this character actually behaves a little bit differently and ends up being the better of the two more often than not. I mean, Captain America does have certain things in his kit that make him beneficial against certain characters, but the matchup is overall better and more consistent in the favor of Captain America World War II. But let's talk about what he brings to the table, and then we'll kind of talk about some tweaks or adjustments that I think would be beneficial to see with this character. So first off, we have a increased chance to have a perfect block, and that is a 30% chance that the block will be perfect, just above what it would normally be, which reduces all damage down to 0. And that's basically guaranteed when you get a perfect block parry and are able to stun your opponent, so there is some benefit to that as well. The special attack 1 has a 35% chance to stun the opponent for 2.5 seconds. The special attack 2 has a 100% chance to inflict a very hefty bleed that has a 4-second duration, and the special attack 3 has a 45% chance to stun for 3 seconds. That's really everything that the character has in terms of abilities. It's not nearly as complex as Captain America Classic is, but where this character really has an additional benefit is in the signature ability, which is Safeguard. And that increases Captain America's perfect block chance based off of how many buffs the opponent has active on them. And really, you only need the opponent to have one buff to have a near guaranteed perfect block, and if they have 2 or more, then you're going to take no damage from them hitting into your block regardless. Now, that is operating under the criteria that Captain America has that signature ability at its maximum potency, because it gives just over a 50% increase to the efficiency of the block and the chance to get that perfect block damage, and the chance to perfectly block and negate all incoming damage even through that block as your opponent attacks into you. Now, because this character is so bare bones, the biggest thing that I would really love to see changed is I'd love to see the special animations altered to really anything, especially because they are beat for beat carbon copies of what Captain America Classic has. So for the special 1, I think if he did a forward dash with his shield held out in front of him, that would be something that's very beneficial. I even think that you could upgrade that to... I even think that you could increase that to be unblockable, or maybe give him a certain criteria where that attack would become unblockable if he has a certain buff, either active or passive, applied to him. Really, I don't know if there's a great way to incorporate building up buffs on the character, especially because you have Captain America Infinity War, who operates a lot better and a lot more consistently with a parry block mechanic. So it's just kind of an interesting and tricky spot, because you want to do something unique, but you don't want to overbalance the character either. And that's kind of where the tricky bits come in with Captain America World War II if you were to revamp and rework him. I think that the Special 2 still needs to retain its bleed, but maybe what you could do instead is you could go for a strike while the shield is still attached to Cap's arm, or while he's still holding it. So you could do a little flurry of punches and kicks, and then have a very aggressive shield slam, specifically connecting on the edge of the shield, where he'll draw back and then bash into the opponent. He's used that move in a lot of different scenarios, and I think that that would be beneficial to make him a little bit more of an up-close melee brawler and still be able to retain that bleed that activates upon the move striking the opponent, or giving that finishing blow there. I also think that with the Special 3, especially where he doesn't get a whole lot of benefit from charging that up, to only have less than a 50% chance of the attack causing a stun. I don't think that that's a really balanced thing to have. I think it would be better if you had a higher chance of getting a stun, like a 75 to 80% chance, or if it inflicted some other status condition such as a concussion or a slow debuff, something that will further aid Captain America after the Special 3 has been used, because you don't really see a whole lot of big benefits applied to characters who have a Special 3 animation that they carry out, with a couple of exceptions with some of the newer characters. I don't think that it would be a terrible idea to work in some sort of buff sequence that he could gain. You could maybe base that off of carrying out a few specific combos, and I know that Shang-Chi kind of has that incorporated into his kit with a bunch of different custom combos that activate different benefits and effects on the character. But if you had even like 2 or 3 options for Captain America where you could build those up into passive charges that can then either soup up his special attacks or give them that chance to be unblockable or guarantee that they're unblockable when he has so many built up, I think that that would be beneficial as well. It may even be kind of cool to work in some sort of persistent charge mechanic, but I honestly don't foresee that happening, even though it would be kind of an interesting change or alteration to make to this character. Bottom line, I think the character's fine how he is. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing him reworked as well. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing him reworked as long as he keeps the items of his kit that are beneficial and has the other lackluster items within that same base set of abilities revamped and made better for him. But what do you think? Do you think that Captain America World War II should be altered? Would you like to see any of those changes made to classic Captain America as opposed to this version? Or do you just kind of want to let things stay the way they are? If you've made it this far into the video, drop a like, as that helps me know if you did enjoy this concept. And if you're not subscribed already, make sure that you take a moment to do so, as that greatly helps me out, and there's daily variety content coming your way. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.